So it is exactly 5:30 p.m. on Friday, January 13th. And I'm making this video because right now there's somebody sitting directly behind this wall. This is my toilet right here. So this is you see the back of the toilet? I've got a radio here and a radio here. The radios have been on the back of this toilet for over a year. They're brand new when I bought them, so they were functioning perfectly well up until about 2.5 hours ago, when the psychopath who lives in this bathroom right here, directly behind this wall of my toilet, started becoming disruptive and aggressive behind the wall as soon as I tried to use my toilet at around 2:30 this afternoon. At that point, she started blowing bursts of marijuana fumes straight through this wall while I was trying to physically sit on the toilet. And at the same time, this radio right here that's making this really loud whistling noise suddenly started making the really loud whistling noise. The radio was not making this really loud whistling noise prior to 2:30 p.m. today when I came in here to try to use the toilet. I've made multiple videos prior to this one detailing how this person has broken and entered into my apartment multiple times, a few times while I've been in the apartment. So I know that it's her who is breaking and entering using some kind of keyless entry method, aka picking locks, and she has proudly stood in the doorway of my unit while I've been inside my unit after she had broken and entered into my unit. She's very proud of her ability to break into things, to hack into things, to interfere with the functioning of things, and that seems to be what she specializes in. So again, this radio 2.5 hours ago, 3 hours ago at 2:30 p.m. was not making this incredibly loud whistling noise, and now it is. And at the same time, this other radio right here was working perfectly well 10 minutes ago. So I had it on a sports radio station, a talk radio station, where it was not making a lot of noise. But I keep these radios on the back of my toilet for privacy, because every single time I try to physically sit on this toilet, the psychopath who lives in this bathroom right behind this wall starts becoming aggressive, disruptive, and intrusive directly behind this wall. She makes banging noises against the wall. She starts blowing bursts of marijuana fumes and other odors and smells that are of some kind of burning or smoking activity. And the odors just literally fill this entire bathroom area while I'm trying to sit on the toilet using it. So she has some kind of first-hand, moment-by-moment knowledge of what I do in this bathroom. And at the same time, this radio suddenly stopped working. So 10 minutes ago, this radio suddenly stopped functioning. It's obviously plugged in because the digital light is still on. And I checked the plug, but something has interfered with the functioning of this radio on an electronic level that is causing it to suddenly no longer respond to me pushing the buttons, trying to reset it, trying to get it to work again. The psychopath who is sitting right here, right now, blowing marijuana fumes through this wall, is also a cyber criminal. And she has regularly and consistently interfered with the functioning of my electronic devices over the last few years, to the point where there is no doubt in my mind that she is a cyber criminal, even though the landlord has already confirmed that that's what she is and does. So again, over the last 2.5 hours, 3 hours, the two radios that I have on the back of my toilet, normally set at a reasonable level for some noise privacy while I try to use my toilet, so that the eavesdropping, stalking psychopath behind that wall doesn't hear everything I do. Suddenly, none of those radios are working, and they suddenly cut out and stopped working properly at 2:30 this afternoon while I was in the process of trying to use my toilet. And the psychopath has a sick and twisted obsession with eavesdropping on people who are trying to use the bathroom. She's been doing this for 8 years. She lived directly next door to me for the last 8 years, since 2013. And this continues to happen. It's obviously a crime. So again, I have two radios on the back of this toilet. They were working perfectly well 4 hours ago at a reasonable volume, and this one was working just fine. Now this one is not working at all. It's not responding to any kind of manual attempts to make it work, even though the light is on, which means it's plugged in, and there is an electronic current going to the radio. And at the same time, this other one right here stopped making a soft white noise and started making an extremely loud whistling noise as I was trying to use my toilet while the psychopath was sitting directly behind that wall right there, smoking marijuana and making her presence known. The marijuana was not coming from any other area of my bathroom or from any other part of my apartment. I've been out in the hallway multiple times. There are no fumes and odors in the hallway. This is a psychopath who sits behind that wall for hours, engaging in disruptive and intrusive behavior and interfering with the functioning of my electronic devices, as you just saw.